Bowls Australia acknowledges the traditional owners and custodians of the land in which this stream is produced. We pay our respects to all First Nations people and acknowledge elders past and present.
Round of 32 in the men's pairs about to kick off, and we have got a thrilling encounter for you. It is Blake Butler and Callum Alberti of Western Australia up against Queensland's Mark Armstrong and Chris Rosanes. A spot in the last 16 up for grabs, and these two teams will want to grab the opportunity with both hands. Val Febo here with you on Green 1 at the Broadbeach Bowls Club, and alongside me, as he has been for the entirety of Day 10 of the 2025 Australian Open, is the club support manager from South Australia, Brett Herbert. Brett, welcome.
Thank you, Val. Yeah, it's been an awesome day. A little overcast now. The sun's sort of behind the clouds, and this is going to be a cracking game.
It should very well be. We've got Callum Alberti, 16 years of age, and Blake Butler, the husband of last year's singles winner Lara. So very much looking forward to seeing how they go. And then Mark Armstrong and Chris Rosanes, who you will all know very well from the Bowls Premier League, made 99 appearances for the Moreton Bay Pirates so far. I'm sure he would love to get up or get back into the team and make it into triple figures. But Mark from the Pielba Bowls Club in Harvey Bay, Chris from Pine Rivers, so back-to-back matches involving someone at Pine Rivers, Blake Butler from Manning, and Callum Alberti from Osborne Park. We saw Callum last year, Brett, at the National Schools Championships at the City of Geelong Bowling Club. We've also streamed his dad, Tyrone, on broadcast at this Australian Open in singles against Mark Wybrow on Day 2. But there it is. Connor's just given myself a plug there behind the scenes. Bowls Australia's official podcast. The Right Line, you can, of course, listen on Spotify, Apple, Google, wherever you get your podcasts from, and have a listen. We'll tell some good stories after this Australian Open, that's for sure. We complete our roll-ups, getting an opportunity to go into the round of 16 at a discipline in the Australian Open is not easy. If you can do it, then fair play to you. Brett Herbert doesn't play the Australian Open because he just wants to give other people a chance at winning. But I reckon round of 16 is like shelling peas for you. You're about to backhand me, aren't you?
Yes.
I apologise.
I'm really enjoying the level of bowls that we're watching today. This morning's game, Brett Wilkie bowling really well, and Luke as well to get over in that one. And then the second game with the two Ryans, wasn't that a display at times?
Yep. It was fast, fiery, and ferocious from the two Ryans. We've got some big matches in the women's fours happening here at the Broadbeach Bowls Club as well. We've got Nurul Alyani Jamil and her Malaysian team, a lot of whom we've streamed across this tournament, and Ziti Salina Ahmad skipping that team against Olivia Cartwright, Rebecca Lord, Lara Butler, and Chloe Stewart. So Lara already through, defeated Colleen Orr in the round of 32 in the women's fours. So we've got a couple of people through there. Looking at some other results, we've got a really interesting match between four young stars: Zoe Nichols, Jasmine Smith, Reese Finn Young, Chanel Chakouch, up against Lindsay Clark, Anne Johns, Rebecca Van Ash, Kelsey Cottrell. The Sophie Kurzman, Kate Arjun-Bowden, Taylor Bruce, Jessica Tell fours team is through. So Sophie and Kate have made the last three semi-finals.
Wow.
As the horn goes off. So this is women's fours. You can stay on top of that. We've also got Goddard, Van Eldik, Warsnop and Heyman. They're through to the round of 16. So you can go follow that on results.bowlslink.com.au or the Bowls Now app. We'll go through some of the men's pairs matchups here in the final 32. So at the moment, Luke Turner, Brett Wilkie up against Ryan Burnett, Ryan Bester, Jacob and Kane Nelson all still in the draw as well. Izatul Kepler and Mohamed Sufi Rusli, the Malaysians, they're also still in. Dale McWhinney Shillington got to the quarters a couple of years ago. Massive matchup at Paradise Point this afternoon. Ray Pearce and Lee Schreiner up against Cody Packer and Cohen Litfin. Those two made the semis last year. Corey Wedlock, Gary Kelly. They're also involved. And I believe the defending champs might be done. Jack and Joey. Going to double check this, but
I haven't seen their results yet.
They got through their section. Definitely know that much. They are out, lost to Matt Small and Mike Small of New Zealand, 17-16. So the upset has come, and the title defence of Jack McShane and Joseph Clark is over. There will be a new champion, or a different champion, in 2025. I just see what you did there, Connor. No small feat for the New Zealanders. Very good by you. I'll give you the $50 after this. But first end of this contest. Blake Butler in those white bowls, which are Brett's Drake's Pride Adrenalines. And we've got Callum Alberti using Taylor GTRs and Mark Armstrong using Taylor SRVs. Chris Rosanes using Aero Optimas. At the moment, it's the Queenslanders who only literally just finished their last match. Didn't exactly go as quick as what ours did. 2 hours and 15 minutes is what we're playing to. Of course, we're not at the quarterfinals as of yet. Once we get there, we go untimed. In all the open disciplines anyway. Para disciplines and over 60s juniors, 3 hours. Might get to see an 11-hour thriller. Brett. Who knows? Sure the broadcasters would love that.
Yes. Both Mark and Blake a little short on their opening bowls. Neither of them are pleased, both shaking their head, walking past the head.
Would it be different to the conditions that they played in half an hour ago because the sun has just gone behind the clouds?
Yeah, the temperature's changed quite a bit. It was warm before, you could feel the sun on your back, but now with the cloud cover, sun heading behind the buildings behind us.
Chris Rosanes works in procurement at AKD. Wanted us to give them a shout out, and it's in the timber industry, so procurement at a sawmill. Has 2 kids as well, does Chris. One at 1 year old and the other one 3, almost 2 and 4, he tells me. He's bowling against a child right now, Callum Alberti. It's at 16 years of age, and he's in year 11 this year. So things starting to get a bit serious.
Yeah, he shows plenty of promise, Callum. I have seen him a bit at school bowls championships. He played the singles there, and he was outstanding. He really was. So.
Dealt with the tricky conditions at City of Geelong extremely well, didn't he? As Chris Rosanes, sure if he's got it up for shot, indicated by Mark, but Blake Butler still holding one. Blake and Lara, of course, married a couple of years ago and had their first child last year. Lara famously won the AO while pregnant with Tyson, who's apparently, according to Blake, fat and happy.
Playing into the head here is Chris Rosane. Oh. Blake there, just showing Jack high with his foot. Give a guide to Callum. Just Trying to draw in one. It's not bad. Just running on.
So one it is for the Western Australians to start proceedings. Last year, Lara Butler, the player of the tournament, has won a title in each of the last 2 Australian Opens in the fours and the singles, made the semis of the singles in 2023 as well. Can Blake join her as an Australian Open title holder? Carrying the senior head, he's 21 years the senior of Callum Alberti. His father Tyrone is also a pretty good bowler. Played in, as I said, one of our earlier streaming games at the tournament. It was on day 2 up against Mike Wybrow. 21-18 was the score in favour of Tyrone. Was behind for a lot of it. Managed to find a way back and take home the victory.
Mark caught out there. 4 metres short.
And I'm interested to see, Brett, how Mark and Chris rebound, because it was an extremely long first match. They didn't finish. We went and got bagels at lunch and they were still going by the time we got back.
Yes.
So, a very long one. They had a quick bite to eat. As there's Gary Willis standing behind us, watching on. National coach extraordinaire. Bowls Australia, but
what a legend he is too.
A ripping fella. One of the best. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they rebound and how they get back into this, because they've sort of had a really quick meal. Both had some pasta to get the carb overload.
Yeah, Chris was rushing through lunch, as you said. Not bad there. Improvement on the weight.
I feel like we're in for a thriller this afternoon.
We've seen some fantastic bowls in the first 2 games this morning.
Jesse McKenzie watching on. Comments just Rosanes with the flag of the Philippines. Of course, Chris is of Philippines descent. And I must say, they are some of the most hospitable and lovely people.
Absolutely.
Never been to the Philippines, but know a lot of Filipino people. And they are just wonderful human beings.
We've had a very international flavour today, haven't we? With the New Zealanders, Canadian.
Chris is Australian, but born here. But
yep.
Of course, yeah, Filipino heritage, and great to see. And I dare say Callum Alberti of Italian heritage.
You'd think.
Let's have a look at Callum's delivery.
Beautiful, smooth out the hand, isn't he?
And with that orange-grey splice, you'd never be forgiven if you bowled a wrong bias. You'd always be thinking, okay, orange on the inside. Couple of wrong biases so far on Rinkside Live. Hopefully no more.
Have you?
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Yep, we have. Hopefully they're not having to shout too many drinks when they get back to their club, as this one doesn't want to be knocked up by Chris. Oh, almost a full roll. So 1 down now for the Queensland combination. So in the matches that we've had today, the Queenslanders have been the winners. Had Luke Turner and Brett Wilkie this morning, Ryan Burnett, Ryan Bester this afternoon, or in the afternoon. Can Rosanes and Armstrong make it 3 from 3? Rinkside Live. Not sure if that last one was knocked in for shot by Callum Alberti. He hit the red bowl, the red SRV of Mark Armstrong. Would you call that red?
It's orange, I think.
Orange,
it's
like
a bit confusing. We've got sort of two orange. It's red on screen, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a reddy orange. I don't know what that colour is, but it'd be interesting to see what Chris Rosanes does here. Maybe can try and work in and sit that red ball, maybe stay for two. I'm not sure. What are you playing if you're in this position?
Yeah, I'd say he'd be looking to draw. He's on the forehand. Just early on, just finding your measure of your weight. Conditions have changed slightly, so Chris is just looking to. It's going to come underneath.
So what is the total going to be? I think it is one in the end to the Queensland combination. Mark Armstrong puts down the mat, so one apiece after two. So that shot was knocked in by Callum Alberti. Gave it back after receiving it themselves. Callum still has 2 more years in the junior pathway. Not sure if he's playing the under-18 singles. I'm going to go have a look and check that out now.
I think he would. He's a very good singles player, Callum. I believe he's won their Western Australia under-18 singles.
No, he is. So he'll be playing up against Mitchell Hagan from Pine Rivers, so another Pine Rivers. Noah, well, I'm going to butcher this, Jedrzejczyk.
Wow, you've done very well.
And Joshua Potts. I hope I got that right. But there's some great names in that already. Charlie Boswood from Victoria. Cooper Dart from New South Wales. Zach Moran, I'd say. That's the brother of Travis, who made the final last year, lost to Riley Garrick, who is in the draw looking to defend his title. No, sorry, it wasn't. Kobe Cromie's the defending title. Riley Garrick, 2023 champion. Apologies for that. Josh Lazinski from Sunbury, who we've seen at the National Schools Championships, played in the BPL Junior Challenge Final. Thomas Bremer from Queensland. Nate Keepy from Helensvale. Kobe Jarman from Adelaide. Travis Moran in the draw. Levi Rice. Jeez, not bad. Anthony Keepy, Levi Rice. Ben Hagan from Pine Rivers. Cooper Sutton, junior BPL Challenge winner.
Kobe Jarman in the Final Four of Mega Bowl last Saturday night.
Jacob Brighton. Absolutely stacked, isn't it? Got two Cooper Suttons in the draw.
He entered twice. Gives him a better chance.
One from Altona, one from
Coleman.
One from exactly where Mark Armstrong's from, Paelba. There you go. That's just some of the names that are in the junior or under-18 boys singles draw.
Better from Blake here. Just sitting that ball, not quite. So neither lead really finding it yet. Sounding it out. Just looking across the green at the other two games as well, the quality that we've got left in the Australian Open pairs.
The big story in the pairs, if you've just joined us, the defending champions are out. Jack McShane and Joseph Clark are gone. What a terrible birthday present that is for Jack McShane.
Yes.
Lost by one shot to the Smalls of New Zealand. Nothing small about that result.
Huge. I'm looking to draw here.
Needs to hurry.
Wants to get there.
So currently 2 to the Queensland team, although 1 was indicated there by Mark Armstrong. I saw one finger, but definitely that's got to be 2.
Yeah, well, from this angle.
Yeah, no, that's 2. Doesn't want to promote this in. Does Chris Rosanes? Oh, boy.
Yeah. Mm.
Oh, it's not 2 anymore.
That's -1.
Yeah, I'd say that is the shot. Chris won't be happy with that. They're being very giving in this contest so far.
Yes. They'll be internally kicking themselves, I would have thought,
yes.
giving shots away early. Callum not making the most of his free kick.
Still 1 ball left to come for both.
Oh, yes.
Chris doing a measure. Don't worry, do you know how many times I've done that this tournament?
2 bowls, watching 4s. No, it's a game of pairs.
Chris Rosanes, a very popular man at Club Pine Rivers. They get the Pirate Bar or Pirate Cove going when he comes on, and the sledging that comes from, I know, Brendan Wilson. He's an absolute star, former Queensland State Singles champion. Same with Chris, actually. Gets all the cardboard cutouts. Graphic designer, so he designs them all. He's a great fella. He's
hometown hero there at Pine Rivers.
Yep. Both Brendan and Chris, great people, and Brendan's mum, Wendy Wilson, is an absolute superstar herself. So they're 1 to the good at the moment. Can Callum Alberti add in a second? What do you think, Brett? I'm calling 1.
Well,
but I don't know.
When you look at the rink, it looks as though that mint-coloured bowl of Chris Rosanes is actually shot. But on the screen, it's definitely Callum, or we think it is. And he'll come on that hand again. Made sure he got here. He wants to roll his own over it, but it's going through. It's going to the measure.
It was going through at a rate of knots, wasn't it?
It was.
Let's see what the verdict is. Greenkeepers here at Broadbeach have done an amazing job, as have the greenkeepers at all of the clubs across the Gold Coast. Oh, it's close.
Going to have to remeasure it. Use Blake.
It is very close. Are we going to get the umpire? Are we going to get the umpire?
He's quadruple checking.
Oh, wow.
Yep, not looking around.
Umpire called. Hedge your bets, Brett. What do you think?
Well, we said it was close. You really want me to have a go?
Trying to call the umpire.
Did he say it loud enough? Or?
No, he did again, but he's calling for... there's the umpire over there.
He's quite the character, Blake, when we interviewed him at the start.
Yep. So I asked him a bit of information about him, and he goes, I like long walks on the beach, candlelit dinners.
Marshmallows on the fire.
Yeah. So when we see Lara next, we'll just let her know. Steph, Blake's ideal night. Go take him for a walk along the beach. He's a ripping fella, Blake Butler. I remember I was doing a segment of the Bowl Show last year, and Lara was pregnant at the time, and I said that Lara was huge in the back end of the match, And he commented on the Bowls Australia post and said, how come when Val says it, it's okay, but when I say it, it's not? And he goes, I'm sleeping on the couch. It was very funny. So apparently I can get away with things that he can't.
Sounds about right. You get away with anything, Val.
I wish that was the case. I wish that was the case.
ITO there, got the laser measure out.
I'm calling one to W8. I'm going to take a punt.
Well, I'll go the other way. And
Devil's advocate. Chocks under the bowls. Who is it going to be?
There you go. WA.
Wow. 2-1 after 3.
So Blake leading us away. Just comfortable length.
Got a message from Michael Hollywood Sorensen saying the closest one will have the shot.
That's very good advice. He's a very intelligent man. He's Hollywood.
He is. I do. Last year, he said some things that just absolutely set me off on broadcast. Had to mute the mic a couple of times.
Right.
Craig Rich watching on. Go Blake. Your dad and mum and your wife very proud of you, mate. I'm sure they are. Ripping fella. Mark Armstrong, what have you got? Owns a health food store in Harvey Bay called Go Natural Foods. So go and have a look if you're in the Harvey Bay region or you ever head up there. He's owned it for 20 years.
Nice from Blake.
Oh, the Butler delivers.
Oh, God. That is beautiful.
Or when you commentate Lara Butler enough, you think about things.
Yeah.
But her maiden name is Mertz, of Swiss descent, represents Switzerland at the World Bowls Championships and made the singles quarter-final, lost to Alan Fife in 2023. Apparently the Swiss passport is one of the hardest to get, so Tyson is going to have hopefully a free ride to get one if he wants one day. Blake playing out of Manning as well, which is one of the premier clubs, if not the premier club in Western Australia. Christina Christic, Hayley Packer, Blake Butler. I know Clive Adams, who's probably watching on. He's at Cambridge. He'll disagree. They're a very good club, the Cambridge Knights. Mark Armstrong, beautifully bowled. Resting toucher, if you don't mind.
That's lovely. Great bowling there.
There's also Osborne Park as well. Mossman Park. Great clubs in Western Australia and Perth.
I can see two South Perth bowlers just on the green watching on.
And
I'll be supporting the WA.
On this very green, have a look at this bowl. Just arced in beautifully there, in between his first two. Line and weight, nailed. On this very green, just one rink over in 2022 for the 2021 Australian Championships. It was Paul Sinden, Adam Graham, Anthony Einfeld and Mark Maisel that won the Australian Fours title with the last bowl of the match from Mark Maisel, and they're from the Mount Lawley Bowls Club. So WA have some amazing clubs. Had the pleasure of sitting here with Clive Adams for that match. It's great to watch.
in 2019 in the BPL Cup. It was an all-South Perth final. And that's one of the finalists there watching on of the winning team.
Ken Pride, the Bowls WA CEO, I believe is a member of South Perth, was at the BPL Cup last year playing. Chris Rosanes looking to add in another one here. I reckon this is going to be the closest match of the afternoon.
It's all on a nice edge, isn't it? No one's doing too much. They're just finding their way, finding their feet in the game. Chris getting out there. You want to be behind. It's not reaching.
Clive mentioning, he's messaged me here saying it's two of the South Perth Championship champion winners from 2019, Scott and Glenn.
Ah, thank you.
Thank you, Clive. He's an encyclopedia of Western Australian bowls.
And bowls everywhere, really.
Yep. WA has touched it. He knows about it. But yes, generally bowls everywhere. So Chris Rosanes looking to apply an enormous amount of pressure here to give themselves a tiny bit of a buffer. What has the Pirate done? Was it 2? I believe it was. I believe that was the call.
I missed it. I looked at the screen and it was just off screen. I looked up and he'd already 2.
Believe it was, yeah. I think it has to be. So 3-2 in favour of Armstrong and Rosanes. Yeah, it was 2. 4 ends played. First multiple comes the way of the Queenslanders.
As I mentioned before, both teams just finding their way. Neither really putting a stamp on the game yet.
Got David Roos watching from Middleburg, Mpumalanga in South Africa. Hopefully I said that correct. Great to have your company, David. Very early in the morning in South Africa, that's for sure. I think they're 8 hours behind, I believe, so 5 o'clock in the morning. No, 7 o'clock in the morning. Yes.
Not even going to try and guess, Val. That's better from Blake. Beautiful roll.
It's one thing the Western Australians do well. When they travel in numbers and they support in numbers. And Blake Butler has a little fan club. Same with Callum Alberti.
Callum being young, I imagine he's got several mentors around in Western Australia. He's quite accomplished. All 3 of Mark's bowls at the back. Look at that replay.
Couple of resting touches already, and Connor's replay work is as good as a resting toucher
Give him a little touch of spray. Oh, good home there. That's good bowling. He's not. He might be a crowd favourite, Blake.
Yeah, I think he is.
I reckon Western Australia's got behind him.
Sportscast Media SA. I thought I recognised the wonderful voice of Brett Herbert.
It's unmissable, really, isn't it?
It's dulcet. It's like warm honey. Pleasure is all mine to sit alongside the incomparable Brett Herbert. Callum puts in his second one, but I dare say there's plenty of room here for the man affectionately known as Rosie to get himself in.
Yeah, again, Rosie really hasn't found it. He's not too bad on this occasion, but still, it's a good home there.
The boy in year 11 is performing well beyond his age at this Australian Open, getting through to the final 32. Skipping as well.
Just nice little couple of weeks off of school.
Why not?
Won't hurt there.
Wouldn't mind a couple of weeks off school if I was his age.
And go bowling for up on the Gold Coast. I couldn't think of anything better than...
I know. Most things are better than school. They all say school is the best years of your life. Look, primary school, yes, because all you got to worry about is your spelling. But I'd much rather take work over middle school, that's for sure, and high school.
Well,
too much stress.
When your work involves sitting on the Gold Coast watching bowls, I'll take that.
Yeah, like
now.
And exactly, but no homework. You just, and if you do have to do homework or prep, it's enjoyable. I'll take this any day. So, Callum Alberti, an opportunity.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. You've led me into it. Opportunity to draw another, and he doesn't like it. He's waving it in.
Set out on a high line. Is it the one, or is there going to be another measure? One kicked away, so the resting toucher of Blake Butler. One it is.
One it is.
So it's 3 apiece after 5.
Blake leading there, and resting toucher, and stayed there.
Sportscast Media SA. Ask Brett Herbert about his podcast debut, Drive to Draw. Now, what am I asking you about? What happened on your debut, or was it just that good that?
Oh, it was. It's their highest rating podcast there with Pete.
As it should be.
Sat neck or near Pete at the awards night, Bowls SA awards night a couple of weeks ago. What a fantastic event that was by Bowls SA, the awards night. And Pete won an award for, the boys won an award for their media work. It's a great little podcast.
Very well done. I do respect a good media award. Bowls Australia, of course, managed to get one last year at the the Australian Sports Commission Media Awards. Been nominated 4 years in a row, which is, not to toot our own horn, but no mean feat.
No, a media team for Bowls Australia is outstanding. They do an amazing job. Voiced by Val.
And Connor. Don't forget Connor.
Connor as well.
He was on fire the last 2 days. And Aidan Davis leading the ship.
The team has achieved amazing things over the last 5 years, and bringing telecasts like today. It's just great to be anywhere around the world and be able to watch bowls.
Mm-hmm. Mark Armstrong, this lead battle is so important. You feel as though when one of the leads has gotten on top, they've been able to hold sway. Very impressive.
Just back to the podcast with Pete. He rang me up and said, I want you to talk about clubs. And I thought, what am I going to say? I didn't really know what it... But the way he led me, I just rabbled on about clubs, and because I love clubs in South Australia. It's my passion.
What's your favourite
club?
Apart from your own.
Oh.
You can sit on the fence if you like.
I'm not going to. I like clubs that struggle through adversity and come out the other side and really put in hard work and volunteers. Recently on the Resources Hub, the last webinar, we spoke about, look at that, Connor. Amazing. There's the Resource Hub. So the last webinar, I spoke about 2 clubs that were struggling with membership. One's in Adelaide called Millswood, and one in the middle of Eyre Peninsula, which is a long, long way from Adelaide, called Minnipa, and both have struggled through membership, but through shorter formats of night owls. They've built their memberships back, and Millswood's fast becoming a powerhouse club. And Minnipa have increased their memberships from just 20 people. It's a very small town, Minnipa. All through their getting people on the green more often. That's a great bowl from Callum. Really found it there.
Increasing their membership in the head. No, that's great to hear. And as you can go to the Bowls Australia Resources Hub at bowls.com.au. That's bowlshub.clubmap.com.au as well, and scan that QR code. Kind of pops it back up eventually. We'll get it up for you later in the broadcast.
Yeah, lots of information on the Resource Hub for clubs to help build their membership. The previous webinar on coaching was our biggest ever. Had Karen Murphy and Lindsay Clark on there. They were outstanding. Well worth a look. I encourage all club members to go have a look, whether you're on the board or just a bowler.
Yeah, they are so good, those two. Lenny is one of my favourite people in this sport. Become very lucky to become good friends with her thanks to the media stuff that we've been doing together and the right line and all sorts of things. But she's just a wonderful human being through and through, and same with Karen Murphy as well.
Yes, I concur. 2 wonderful people of the sport. Great ambassadors and great people. So back to the head here. Are we thinking 2 for...
Yeah, I think for the Western Australians, looks that way. Can Chris Rosanes save things?
He's on a good track.
He's coming.
Anything into that.
Oh, is he going to fall?
No, he's not.
Well, I think he's cut it down.
It's just 1.
Will they measure for the second? Looks like it's going to be 1, and it is. So he cut 1 out. Back-to-back ends for the first time for a team in this contest. So 6 ends in, and it's 4-3 in favour of the Butler Alberti combination.
Tight contest.
Yeah, only the 1 multiple at this stage, and that's gone to Mark Armstrong and Chris Rosanes. On end 4, it was a 2. Really intriguing matchup here. Spot in the last 16 up for grabs. The winner of this will take on the winner of Jacob Nelson and Kane Nelson, the superstar brother pairing there, against Wayne Frith and Bradley Pavey. Well, Bradley Pavey is still in the singles draw as well, so he's having a wonderful Australian Open campaign across multiple disciplines. Took down Lee Schreiner in the men's singles, which is no mean feat. If you take Lee Schreiner down in singles, he's won the World Champion of Champions on multiple occasions and Australian Champion of Champions 4 times.
Yeah, he's an absolute gun in the singles bowling. That's a fair feather in the cap. Blake now willing this on. The crowd like it. Shot.
Yeah, Blake is leading extremely well at the moment. Very enjoyable to watch him at work. We're asking him the information before. He goes, Lara wears the pants in the household. Very relaxed character is Blake Butler.
I don't think he's would be hard to fluster. I think he's.
Lara, of course, is just a wonderful person. Works as a nanny as well, so that would help her massively in terms of raising a child. Little son Tyson has come up. And they were hoping, as Blake just popped in a third here. It's very close. Very close. Yeah, they brought up the family and they were hoping that babysitting duties would be required because it means they're both going deep in this Australian Open tournament.
It's great to see we had the father-son this morning, you know, the families that come up, the 2 generations, and it's just great to watch.
So we're a third of the way through this one. If you've just joined us, biggest margin of the match has been 1 shot. That's exactly what it stands at now. Both teams have been in front. Had 2 lead changes already. Dare say there may be a few more.
Not bad here from Callum.
Tracking nicely.
Yeah, that's Ripper.
V1.
Hasn't stuck it out to give anything for Chris to work off of. I don't think Chris will be short here somehow. He doesn't like this head. It's badly set up for him, so he's just going bang. And the jack is in. Blake holding shot with his back bowl.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, after this end, bit of breaking news for you in regards to the finals and where and how you can watch them. So, get ready. Get ready. Find out after this end. Little bit different from 2024. And that is beautiful from Chris Rosanes.
Great to adjust. Bowling right out to the widest point of the rink. Callum now.
Oh, very close to find that gap.
Well, Chris gets another chance if he does what he did before.
Will be another lead change. Chris Rosanes. Well, he's motoring along. Is he going to find the gap too? Or is he going to stop?
Oh, it's going to be a second shot.
Chris Rosanes forces another lead change. It's 5-4 after 7. We've got a close one, ladies and gentlemen.
Great shots there from Chris. Mix it up, change the head, and then drew.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Get your pens, pencils, phones, anything you do to write messages or notes. Get them all out. Or go to bowls.com.au, of course. The finals of the Australian Open. Thursday, June 19 at 11:30. Men's pairs. 2 p.m. approximately, depending on when the men's pairs final finishes. Women's singles. They will be live on Fox Sports, KO Sports, Sky Sports NZ, not SBS Viceland. It is 7+.
Wow.
So you can create your own 7+ account for free at 7plus.com.au or on the 7plus app, and you can carry it with you like KO wherever you want. But 7plus, it's free to download. Friday, June 20, 11:30 a.m. Women's pairs, and then approximately 2 p.m. the men's singles final. Also 7plus, Fox Sports, KO Sports, Sky Sport NZ. So 7plus.com.au or on the 7plus app. You create your free account if you don't already have one. Then Green 1, the secondary rink. This is all on Bowls Australia's YouTube channel, which I'll be commentating on. The 8 a.m. on Thursday morning, women's fours. At 11:15 a.m., multi-disability men's singles. 3 p.m., men's fours. So that's Thursday, June 19. Friday, June 20, 8 a.m., over 60s men's pairs. 11 a.m., under 18 girls singles. And 2 p.m., under 18 boys singles. Then, just to make it even better for you,
Even more.
the third coverage,
Steak knives.
also on Bowls Australia's YouTube channel. Vision impaired pairs on Thursday morning, 8:30 a.m. So Gold Coast Tweet are going to help you out with that. 11:45 a.m. vision impaired open singles. At the same time, there'll be extra cameras on that, multi-disability women's singles. Then at 2:30 p.m, multi-disability pairs. Then on Friday morning at 8:30, over 60s women's pairs. So everything is going to be covered. You're going to have a smorgasbord of bowls across a couple of days. So that's how you can watch it. A lot of it's on BA's YouTube channel. 7+ if you want it on the go and you don't have KO. If you do have KO, well then great.
Oh, that's fantastic. Get on 7+. Free to watch anywhere in the world.
Shane just talking about the broadcasting schedule. That's how it is every year, unfortunately, and there'll be ads on KO as well, but it's a wonderful coverage and they do a great job, and you'll be able to see it all live, and especially 7+, live and free, of course. Don't forget that aspect. Blake Butler wanting it to settle. But that's how you can watch it all.
Great.
Hopefully you wrote all that down.
Not sure anyone kept up.
So, as I said, 7+ on Thursday and Friday on KO and Sky Sports NZ. Thursday, women's singles and men's pairs. Friday will be women's pairs, men's singles. For people in the UK, unfortunately, it's probably not going to be able to watch live, but you will be able to watch the replay live on demand afterwards, unless you download a VPN. I don't know how all that works, but get a VPN because then you'll be able to watch it live if you want. But if you can't watch those, you can watch the secondary coverage, which will have the women's, men's fours, under 18 finals, the men's multi-disability singles. So there's plenty to still watch. In fact, we've got more games on the secondary rink.
It's an extravaganza, the viewing. Unreal.
Yeah. I'm a little out of breath. I'm going to let you take
okay.
me through this bowl.
I'm not sure how you got all that out, to be honest. Take a breath. Chris Rosanes now. Drawing on the forehand. He's got one already. Pretty close. This looks good too. He's Just got to beat that one of Callum's.
Question coming from Jade Hipworth, if Blake is related to Lara Butler. Well, they're not related, but they are married. Big weight from Callum Alberti.
Ooh.
Crashed. Oh, this is close now. I'd still favour one to the Mark Armstrong bowl. So 3 lead changes across this contest so far. No one has strayed to a lead of more than 1 shot.
Callum a little fortunate there on that drive. We haven't seen much driving. Everyone's just sort of finding their feet.
This one's going to hoop away and not have the weight. So Callum Alberti, what's he going to do here?
Well, he's got enough room to draw, you'd think. Just has to take a deep breath. An opportunity. Get the lead back. Might do it underneath.
Oh, mighty effort. He had good weight. So what is the total going to be? We're going to measure again. So is it going to be the biggest lead of the match? Or are we going back to level pegging?
Let's wonder. Western Australia.
No, it's not. We are going to a 2-shot lead.
Oh,
So 6-4 in favour of Armstrong and Rosanes after 8. We're almost at the halfway point of this contest.
geez, it's blown out to a lead of 2.
Might be over soon.
Biggest lead of the game.
It's been mightily close.
Has.
And tomorrow is going to be men's pairs again. And then we're going to bring you women's pairs and men's singles on Wednesday. Men's singles is the last event that Aaron Sheriff is left in, but it's the one that he so desperately wants to win. He's going for 4 in a row. His unbeaten streak is at 1,454 days. It's insane. The last man to beat him at an AO in singles, Aaron Wilson, in the 2021 semis, when Disco went on to take his 2nd title. At that time, he was only 1 behind Aaron Sheriff. Omar's now won 6.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? 6.
Clive and I were talking about it on the right line in our Australian Open preview, and we both said that the ability to win 3 in a row and go for 4 was considered impossible a few years ago. To do it again is, if he won 4, as we said in the last broadcast, it would be one of the greatest sporting achievements in Australian sport. Blake Butler getting one around the back. He'll want it to stay on. It's just not going to have the weight to do so. Temperature dropping a little bit. Greens have slowed up a tad. Sun behind some clouds at the moment. So the Queenslanders currently holding 2, looking to really put a stranglehold on this contest. It's the biggest lead of the match so far, a whopping lead of 2 shots. So Blake's gone in an okay position here, because if Callum decides he wants to play on the backhand and find the right shot, maybe he can send that jack out to the left of screen towards 7, 8 o'clock. The paparazzis here for Brett Herbert.
Yeah.
People taking photos of you.
Yeah. No, shout out to Mum.
And it actually is Mum. There's nothing like the pride of a parent. Must be a Herbert thing, though, just succeeding in everything. Your son's good at footy, you're good at bowls, commentary, whatever you touch. Everything turns to gold for Brett Herbert.
Well, you work hard and that's what happens, Val. I just consider myself very lucky to be where I am. Oh, cow.
So this is a pivotal end here for the Western Australian combo. Don't want to drop a number because they're currently down, say that's 3.
Looks 3.
Chris Rosanes has an opportunity to apply an abundance of pressure. How's this looking? Oh, that is a very good home.
Yeah, that's good there. I imagine Callum probably thinking of weight. Yeah, he's winding up.
Big weight it is. And he's going to miss the lot. So Chris now with a chance to put in another and really put some clamps on.
Missing with that one. Callum's now going to have to make a decision. Do I go big? Do I try and cut down? We'll see where Chris Rosane's bowl ends up. But he'll be ruining that chance. Considering how tight the contest has been, to drop 3 here could be very telling end.
Could be 4 depending on the weight, and I'm not sure Chris Rosanes has sent this, or has he got it in the way here? Ooh. Let's see. Callum Alberti. This is a bowl.
Maybe a bit more controlled.
Yeah. This is a bowl that's going to hold a massive, massive say on this match. What's he got? He's crashed into the front, and I said, is that in the way for Chris Rosanes? And that is a threat. And the margin, well, not going beyond 1 from before last end. It's now at 5 at the halfway point of this contest. 9-4 in favour of Mark Armstrong and Chris Rosanes.
Huge from Queensland. 3 consecutive ends, 2 multiples in that, for a total of 6 over the last 3 ends.
Got Troy Purdue watching on, asking for a score update on the Luke Turner, Brett Wilkie game and Ryan Bester, Ryan Burnett. It's 4-all at the moment. That's after 14-4, my word.
After 11.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll double check who that's actually in favour of. Burnett and Bester. Played 11 ends already.
They rocket through them, don't they? And both of those teams did.
Bester and Burnett making a very strong play for this title. And Ryan Bester, I'll tell you what, he wouldn't mind getting back on that show rink. Unleashing the weaponry that is his drive.
The draw as well this morning, he showed everything.
Troy, we streamed on Thursday in the men's 4s. playing with Mark Tilney, Stephen Bradley and Kevin Bradley. Playing out of Club Rabina, I believe, Troy. My memory serves me correct.
Blake looking to get something nice and close here. They need to make sure that they're around the mark. Get themselves back in the game.
Memory does serve me correct. Thanks, Troy. Thanks for the confirmation. So the lead battle recently, Mark Armstrong has just taken a little bit of a hold on Blake Butler.
The right side of that ledge bowl, wing bowl, turned it out. Here's has come in.
But nothing past the head, so although at the changeover they might go down by 1, Callum at least has things to play to. Let's see what Blake Butler can deliver. He's not far away. He's not far away, doesn't want to knock it over. Oh, he has, but still pretty much the similar scenario. 2 bowls past the head as well. Callum won't be too displeased with that at all.
No, absolutely not. Callum's got the opportunity. That Jack's still exposed. Didn't really change the shot.
Chris Rosanes.
Smart bowls.
Like the pirate in the movie, Captain Sully. He says, I'm the captain now. They're in front. They're leading by 5. They got a nice cushion.
Yep. Maintain that lead and just maintain pressure.
And yeah, it's starting to look a little bit dangerous if you're Blake and Callum. Generally, the law has been if you get to 10 first on Rinkside Live, I don't know what happened over the last couple of days. I wasn't 100% tuned in. Don't know who got to 10 first and if they won on every occasion. But it only happened twice in the first 7 days.
More pressure there from Chris Rosanes, drawing close. Blake saying it's 3.
Bit of weight again coming from Callum Alberti.
Yep.
He's close this time.
Good shot.
Boom.
Excellent.
And now
They should have 2 on the spot.
they do. Oh, no, they don't. Well, it's close. It's very close. I'm favouring one to Mark Armstrong.
So noticed Callum then, when he went for that big drive, too much, lost control of it. But when he just a bit more controlled weight, he's hit it both times. That time a bit more fortunate than his other. But he certainly got that in the kit bag.
Yeah, the controlled weight, seemingly a bit of a weapon for Callum Alberti. And that'll only improve over the years. He's only 16 years of age, remember. So Chris Rosanes wanting to add in a second here. I reckon this is 2. I'm not sure this is going to get there. Can he find his way through? No.
Yep. So following a big drive or pretty big drive, now he's going to draw. We'll see what he has got.
There's
16 years of age at the Australian Open in the final 32. Wow. Not many can say that.
No.
Doesn't look too phased, does he? Just has a roll of bowls and
Yeah. Very relaxed kid. I wish I had that relaxation as a kid.
he's looking all right. He's looking good. That's shot.
He's just got enough on it. It'll be 1-3.
3.
Wow.
It
It was in the end. So Blake Butler, we said it.
Can't believe I've called one.
You got me.
I've got you.
But we did
We're 1
say we did say that those back bowls from Blake Butler were going to be important, and they ended up being the shot. So all of a sudden, from being 5 shots down, game back on, back to 2, 7-9 in favour of the Armstrong-Rosanes combination.
Wow, what you think was going to blow out with that 2-1-3 from Queensland, and then WA getting a 3 back. It's evened it back to 9-7.
This is a cracking contest.
I said earlier it was like treading water. They were just sounding each other
Yeah.
out, but now it's heating up.
Yeah, now the uppercuts are coming. little jabs are gone.
And we've had a change of mat length.
Yeah, uppercuts and left hooks are plenty. Maybe a right hook as well. They're types of boxing terms, aren't they?
Yeah,
I'm
hook,
not massive,
uppercut.
Yeah, I'm not massive on boxing, so
Yeah, well, you lost me at soccer earlier, but I know what an uppercut is.
yeah. Dealt out a few, have you?
Let's just leave that.
It's late in the day.
Definitely a lover, not a fighter, Val.
Yeah, I'm the same, don't worry.
Jack high bowl there from Mark. Blake pulling the mat up and then being short with his first bowl. He want to consolidate and do... Oh, looks better. Looks a lot better.
And the crowd enjoying it as well.
Yeah, they're starting to build themselves after that little 3 from WA. They're back. The crowd noise is back.
Bit more boisterous. Halfway through, or more than halfway through, and 11 at the moment.
Weight looks all right. He's got a super bowl there. That's where he wants it. Right behind.
Excellent leading. Final ball of the end for Mark Armstrong.
Chris
Down
did
a
say
couple.
come through the head a little bit.
Got rid of one.
Ooh.
Right on the respot. So one down, but Blake Butler, more importantly, has the backers bowl if it does get trailed or moved back.
Callum can play with some confidence. He can sit that back red bowl, or if he happens to get the jack by mistake, that's okay. He's got the backers bowl now with Blake.
Ryan Burnett, Ryan Bester, leading 15-7 over Brett Wilkie and Luke Turner. Down from 10 shots to 8. Callum Alberti, what have you done?
That is the shot to play. Sit that red bowl. That is...
And have a listen to the crowd. They're starting to get involved. They're giving us a little nod, fist pumps, getting excited. Big
Why
smiles
not?
on the faces of the Western Australian contingent here at the Australian Open. Chris Rosanes going to find the back, and still the Bacchus bowl to the WA combo. Currently holding 2. Where does Callum Alberti go here?
I don't think you want to make that target any bigger. You won't want to give anything for Chris to work off of. He's going to get short. Not really in the way.
Coming through the head again is Chris Rosanes.
He'll play a similar weight as his first bowl, I'd imagine. Just a yard through. Find the jack. Shot bowl.
It's coming.
This looks good.
Oh. 2 excellent sighters for Chris Rosanes. Can he find it with his last? And can Callum Alberti stop him? What's Blake instructing him to do here? Is he asking him to play the shot first?
I reckon he's saying going on the other hand and just put some cover in between those 2 mint bowls. If Chris happens to pick up the jack clean and trail at 3 feet, he'll have 3 shots. And right now, that is not what Callum wants.
Especially after just securing a 3 back. So Callum Alberti on the forehand again. Where's he ending up here? Is he going to draw another one?
Wow.
Well,
that's good bowling.
And have a listen.
It's a wide target. He'll be licking his lips.
They are fired up, the WA contingent.
Yep. Look at Chris swinging.
Well lubricated as well. Big weight from Chris Rosanes. What's he done?
He's hit a short bowl.
And
wow.
Guess what? Another lead change, ladies and gentlemen. Another 3. And all of a sudden, from 9-4 down, they lead at 10-9. 4th lead change of the match.
2 huge ends there in a row from the Western Australians.
And Callum Alberti showing he can do it with the drive and the draw. 16 years of age. What were you doing at 16? I was twiddling my thumbs.
Yes. I certainly wasn't playing Australian Open Final 32.
What was I doing? What year was that? 2011. I was in year 10. No, year 11, year 12, sorry. Yeah, 2012. Year 11.
I'm not giving my age away to say.
Yeah, I don't mind at the moment. But I saw a thing, I can't remember who or where it came from, but they were saying what's considered old now. Say if you're born before 2000, I'm like, well, that's just not nice.
Well, I guess if
you're born, if
2000, you're 25.
If you're born in 1935, maybe that's old. Blake Butler getting the better of the openers. How are they in front? Dropped a 2, a 1 and a 3 to go from 4-3 up to 9-4 down after 9. 2 ends later, they're in front.
It's unbelievable. At 9-4, you thought they were in trouble, didn't you? You thought they were...
And then it was that drive from Callum Alberti. They were down 2. And that was a huge and a telling bowl in the context of this match. And look at the WA contingent crowd here. They are. You can see them just to the left of your screen there, but also at the back there in the top, just above the centre line on the right of screen. They are enjoying an afternoon out of the bowls, that's for sure.
As is everyone here. Huge crowd lining the complete green all the way round.
Yeah, this is the traditional men's pairs time slot every second week. And the crowd just starts to line green 1. The level rises. The temperature on rink rises. And it's a great part of the tournament. It really is. The finalists will be decided tomorrow.
As we talked about before, quite often the pairs is the greatest game of the finals. Closely contested, big bowls late.
Has been the last 4 years, been the best of the finals.
Fallen in for shot then, I think, Mark.
Might be right. under an hour to go on our clock. It's around about approximately correct, give or take about 40 seconds. So it's going to easily conclude under time conditions. What's Callum Alberti doing?
I'm not sure he's there.
Line was very good. In fact, perfect. The centre of that bowl is pretty much right on the centre line. Chris Rosanes now. Well, this is motoring pretty quickly. Is it going to stay up at the back? No.
Not sure whether that was a bit of adrenaline there for Chris. I'm not sure he meant it. Wow. Not too bad from Callum. Second wood, I think.
4 lead changes in this match so far. It's been close. The biggest lead of the match was 5 if you've just joined us. It was to Mark Armstrong and Chris Rosanes at the conclusion of the 9th end. We've played 11 now. And
danger on both sides for Chris Rosanes, but wowee. Good effort. They still don't know it is a measure.
yeah, it's very close.
Blake standing over the top. No, can't. Oh, he thinks he's down. Regardless, you'll still be just playing into that. Try and get him, if he happens to get his own bowl, he'll put it in. Stalking it.
He doesn't mind this. Callum Alberti.
He's going to play up to it. Get it. Toucher. Is that?
I think they've made one out of this.
Respot to the white.
Yep.
Yep.
They have.
Wow. Big shots.
So I don't think it's a measure anymore. It still might be. Oh, it still might be a measure.
Mark's over the top of it.
Have a look at
at
this
that.
on the replay. Rocketed off his own. Killed it. What is the total going to be? Chris Rosanes might have something to say about it anyway.
Chris Rosanes on the draw, on the forehand. No.
Not sure he's there.
No.
So, what's the adjudication going to be? Who's picking up the jack and who's picking up the mat?
Going to measure.
The crowd will tell you the story.
There's no way if Chris thought he was down that he would have been short like that.
Connor's called one to Queensland next to us.
Yeah. I'm with Connor.
And the jack is flicked up to Mark Armstrong. It was a good effort from Callum Alberti. But as we round the bend for the final 6 ends, we're at 10 apiece after 6. It was a one-shot lead to Blake Butler and Callum Alberti. After 12, it's 10 apiece. Who will be leading after 18 and who will be in the final 16 of the men's pairs?
Just looking in the crowd now. There's a few nerves in the Western Australia. The
Yeah,
crew.
bit more subdued.
Yes. Yep. It's coming down to the wire.
You can tell they've enjoyed a big day.
I'll enjoy it more if these two get up. So Mark leading us away. We've got Matt back and Jack only a foot short of the tee. Whereas we had the Matt up earlier. We're going to change. It's Armstrong and Rosanes. Blake has good weight here. Just for a couple of feet. This game tightly poised, isn't it? The silence.
Yep. Well, you could call it from the outset after the first few ends where, the lead didn't get beyond one. You knew it was going to be a tight one. It extended to 5 somehow after the 9th end, but Blake and Callum have fought back in stylish fashion. Ryan Burnett, Ryan Bester, 18-7 in front. And they're Rinks, so it looks as though they're on their way through to the final 16.
After 15 ends, that one. A couple ends ahead.
I'm not surprised.
No. They do not miss.
They're not exactly slow. But we've got the one with the crowd action. We've got the atmosphere here. We've got the close one. And we've got the WA contingent. They are loud. They are boisterous. They're parochial. And it's Blake Butler that will most likely be holding after the changeover. He's been very good today, Blake Butler. Callum on his haunches, wanting it to run, wanting it to hurry.
Yeah, he needed to be up to behind with those two red bowls, orange bowls of marks. That's pretty exposed, that Jack in the shop bowl.
Got Siegs asking what my term "well lubricated" meant. It just meant they've had a few Shirley Temples, as Troy Corber would like to say, or they might be a few deep.
Couple of frothies is
yes,
all right.
Yeah, a couple of frothies.
Rosie looks good. What a shot.
That is
What
Rosie.
a shot.
That is Rosie.
That's huge. That's huge.
It's the rose between the thorns. A mint rose. Callum's not there. 4 lead changes in this match. Will it be a 5th? Have a look at this from Chris Rosanes. He wants there to be a 5th. Bang.
Cracking shot there.
Beauty.
Thanks for the replay, Connor.
To change his last name to Connor Money because he's on the way. He's on the money all the time.
Chris.
On
There.
holding 2.
Callum was very disappointed with his first bowl. Didn't reach the head. Had to. 2 down.
Is he there this time? Is he there this time? Callum
good.
Alberti. Again, just going to drop short, but the correction was about 2 metres. Only needs about a foot more, and he'll be close.
Still have to reach. 2 down. Level pegging on the scoreboard.
Bill Taylor watching on from Tweed Heads. Great to have your company, Bill. Great to have your company wherever you are around the world. Rinkside Live, the only place you can watch the 2025 Australian Open.
Okay, holding 2. Chris looking to draw another. It's on a good track.
Mightily close. Chris, Rosanes, they are asking another question. They've poked and prodded. Can Callum Alberti defend? This is a very big bowl, and the biggest bowl in the context of this matchup.
Callum's shown that he can play a controlled, good, solid, controlled weight shot. He's 3 down. It's a tight pack. As long as he doesn't wind up too much, that's better.
There it is, the controlled weight that you spoke about, Brett.
It's a lot better than his full-blooded drive.
And he's close.
They're calling it. Oh, no, there was that gate.
Wow.
I thought he'd get part of that mid-bowl. That gate was always there.
So that's 3 to the Queenslanders, who, again, get a little bit of a buffer. They make their move and they make their statement.
What was a game of ones early, 1-1, 1-2, 1-1. And then we've gone, from the 9th end, we've gone 3 to Queensland, 3-3 to WA, then a 1, then another 3 to Queensland.
Scoring at a rate of knots.
I said before they were treading water, now it's the sprint.
Yep.
They're going into freestyle.
Yeah. Couple of jabs. Now the uppercuts are coming.
They're coming, the haymakers.
Yep. Blow after blow, it's becoming a battle of attrition. Do the Western Australian pair have another answer? 5 ends to go, we'll find out.
Yeah, I'm not calling it.
No.
This battle has ebbed and flowed, and momentum shifts. You watch any sport, and when momentum shifts, it starts hard to judge who's going to come out on top. Good from Blake here.
There they go. They're louder now. A couple more drinks and hopefully.
And why not? On the Gold Coast from Western Australia, they'd be over here. They'd be in play mode. Most of them in the second week, probably done in their own bowls. Good shot there. Marcus drawn shot.
Burnett and Bester. Tick.
They're through.
They are through to the round of 16 tomorrow. Enjoy the night, fellas. Blake, is he up or is he in the pit?
Splash.
Going for a swim. So, this ends in number 14. Very big one. If you are Blake Butler and Callum Alberti, it's simply a must win. They went down by 5 before, managed to catch and go ahead within 2 ends, taking a 3 and a 3 in 10-11. But you feel as though they're right on top at the moment, the Queenslanders. They just keep finding a way through. Keep prodding.
Callum Alberti saying they're 1 down.
Blake Butler. Blake Butler.
Got to find that with enough weight to turn it over.
Oh, wow, that's close. What an effort.
Taking that shot out. That bowl's in the way now.
So the skips make their strides. Chris Rosanes, Performance Pathways squad member for Queensland, father of 2. It's almost like he's Captain Hook, the pirate, and Callum Alberti's Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
The young one.
Uh-huh.
Isn't he a boy, Peter Pan? Doesn't want to grow up?
I think, aren't you the Disney whiz here?
Apparently so. Never watched it with your son or your kids?
No, we're all Cars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cars all right.
Cars was great. Cars was great. I think my son watched it 4,832 times.
To be exact. Trying to make a pirate pun. I'm not sure that one came off. So we'll go back to the bowls, and that one from Callum Alberti. How's it looking?
On track.
It's coming.
Still waiting.
Coming. Shaves it and pushes it down. WA contingent just a little bit subdued now.
Bit of concern on the face of some of them.
Chris Rosanes will want to keep them quiet.
He's very concerned looking, that spectator.
Yep, he's got his hands in front of it. I don't know what he's doing there. Is he trying to breathe into his mouth? You can't really see on the screen, but trying to breathe into his hands, keep them warm, or is he that nervous? Underneath.
Not reaching with that one. No reason to be short, really. It's, they've got shot and I guess coming in on that hand. Got the catcher.
Penultimate bowl for Callum Alberti. See next door, there's a big drive played. How's this for Callum? It's ticking along. It's trying to urge itself up. We've just lost the camera. There we go.
Bunch at the front. Rosane, a small trail here. We'll just hit that bowl. Gives them a couple. At least. They're watching. There's a big pack at the front.
Very close. Can he edge through? Oh. The log jam of bowls. They don't have the backest. They don't have the tee. What is Callum Alberti going to have to do? Any jack movement is at the detriment because it's going to go back towards that bowl of Chris Rosanes.
I just see that shot that he's talking about now. If he hits that shot of Callum's onto the white,
full domino effect.
Will it take out the shot bowl without shifting the jack? Looking at all angles, unfortunately they don't have the backest. Nah, he's going to draw.
Blake says, I'll back you in, Skip, no problem. Here we go, Callum Alberti. Western Australian prodigy.
Yes, he might have a lot of Australian Open in front of him. 16, the final 32 of the pairs. Blake likes it. He's got down to have a close look.
Doesn't mind it. He's not far away.
He's going to get...
Oh, no, he got it. He got it.
Oh.
Callum Alberti. He's made it.
He turned it out for shot.
He played with good weight. Just had to get it right, and he did. And that was a big bowl. Have a look at the replay. Blake loved it immediately. Could afford to get a little rock. All he had to do was sit the bowl away, and he did. If he had have got it clean, it would have been the same result, so it didn't matter. He got it perfect.
If he was too far underneath, he could have spat his own bowl out, gone 2 or 3 down. So the result is huge.
13-11. 4 ends to play in favour of Armstrong and Rosanes. Blake Butler, proudest achievement in bowls for him was being selected in the Western Australian state team. Cyber security engineer.
Yes.
Very impressive.
So what is that?
I think he's
does computer.
Yeah, very good with IT.
Good.
I think he engineers cybersecurity programs. I think that's what that means.
He sounds like a hacker.
Well,
great shot from Mark.
Can he hack shot away?
I'm sure he's not a hacker.
I'm sure he
The
could.
opposite.
I'm sure he could hack.
Yeah.
If you're a cybersecurity engineer, you would have all the tools at your disposal. But let's not promote evil.
No, he's a good guy. Good there.
It's the replay of the opening bowl from Mark Armstrong. '22 Champion of Champions pairs winner, or 2022-23 Champion of Champions pairs winner in Queensland was Mark Armstrong. Very good bowler. Four ends, including this one, 3 to go after this. We are none the wiser as to who is going to take home the victory. And Blake.
Mark here, Blake.
Oh, he's got 2 in exquisite homes, because if any touch on that bowl, that shot bowl comes, a minor touch.
Just got to flop it over. If it falls down, it should just touch the jack. From the angle I can see it, should fall onto it, squirt it back to those 2 white bowls.
But I don't mind where Mark Armstrong has put this one, because if it is a big touch, it'll come off that bowl onto the 2 white ones and sort of go to about that 7, 8 o'clock mark.
Yeah, Callum's got to find the perfect weight here. He can't overplay the shot. But being short will get him nowhere. So even if he's a metre through and ends up with the 2 of Mark's bowls, splits them.
Or alternatively, you could play bigger weight, kill it, and then have 2 on the respot. Ideally, that's not what you'd have to go for in a one shot and a 1 bowl target. But who knows? Need to win this end. They don't want to go down by 3 or more with 3 ends to play. Starts to get a little bit dangerous. I like where Chris Rosanes has put this.
Yep, he's really building that pressure for it to fall that way.
Callum Alberti. The weight is okay.
This is the weight he needs.
He's
he needs
close.
to flop that over.
Oh my word, he played it 99% perfectly. It was the 1 extra percent that he needed. Wow. Wonder how Tyrone Alberti's feeling watching this.
I spoke to him last night. Very proud dad of Callum's achievements.
Chris Rosanes. Well, he's got another one in a pretty good spot. Now, this is the telling bowl. He played it pretty much perfectly with his last. He's going to have to do it again. Callum Alberti. He's given it a little bit more juice this time.
Looks it.
Seems like he has.
Just wants to flop it over.
They're willing it on. Callum
on.
Alberti.
Oh,
wow.
That would have been enough. That bowl standing up, the shot bowl, it would have gone over. And looking from the stream and looking at it, it would have fell on the jack. Moved it 6 inches to give him 2.
So if you're Chris Rosanes, what are you doing here? Are you
Well,
trying
not
to
that.
Yeah, no. Are you trying to maximise things here? Or maybe, because it's hard to get to that jack, or are you just conservative line, taking the 1, 3 shot lead, 3 ends to go?
I don't think he'll do anything outrageous just on the...
Yeah, I like this. Coming on the forehand. Try and sit those white bowls, make a couple. Is he there? No. One it is.
I'm not surprised he didn't try too hard on that end, to be honest, Chris Rosanes.
3 of the last 4 ends have gone the way of Mark Armstrong and Chris Rosanes. They lead by 3 ends to play. 1 and over required now.
1 and over. I like it.
It's a Nick Hindism.
Yeah.
Of course, we don't really want to talk about cricket in Australia at the moment after what was a dismal World Test Championship final performance. By a batting lineup, the bowlers did okay.
Full length end. That basically on the tee. From here, the jack is on the tee.
Can tell you, Nick Carl and Carl Healy are both through. Corey Wedlock and Gary Kelly are through to the round of 16. They're the only 2 major results that have come through at the moment. You can have a look at results.bowls.com.au or the Bowls Now app to see the updates as they come through.
Mark now gets nice and low in the delivery. On the backhand. You want to take a couple of feet off his first and he'll be around the mark. Blake's delivery also very deliberate. So we shot.
Yep. But how long for? It's been close for the entirety of the contest. We've had 5 lead changes. The lead was at 5. 9-4 in favour of Mark and Chris. Callum and Blake got in front, but then since then, 3 of the last 4 ends have gone the way of the Queensland combination to boast a 3-shot lead. And Mark Armstrong, brilliantly bowled.
Yeah, shifted the jack just a little bit. Could have brought the back one in maybe. Hard to tell from there, but certainly put the pressure back onto the Western Australians.
Last game going on this rink. We got the cracker. We got the close one. Blake Butler.
He's hunting it.
Doesn't mind it.
What a shot here.
Oh,
what
yeah.
What a shot, Blake.
The crowd will tell you the story. They're enjoying it. And Blake Butler says thank you very much. At the changeover, it's 1 to the Western Australian combo. Have a look at this. Call it in, Brett.
Yeah, it's a great shot here from Blake, and he hunted it all the way down. He knew it was coming. Enough weight. Just got the edge of Mark's bowl and then fell at the back of the jack, which you wouldn't think. You think it had hit the jack at the front, but now Chris Rosanes got a chance. Move the jack through or the bowl.
Well, he's pretty quick.
Yep, he wants to shift that, change that bowl or the jack. Callum's the one with all the decisions to make. Blake's calling him to play the similar shot on that backhand. Removes the danger. Play their shot if you like.
Tell you what, he's not a mile away. Callum Alberti,
Wow.
has he got it? Oh, wow, that's close. His last few bowls have been as I said, 99% on the money.
Yes, puts another one in the head, but still the shot is on for Chris.
Play
Gets
through
the
it.
jack through. It's a handful. Not a handful, but 2 or 3 back there.
Yeah, but if they can make a number, make a 3, say, that's a 6-shot lead, and he's very close. Chris Rosanes, how are you looking?
Gets it through the go. Oh, now it's
You could not find that gap if you tried.
it's not a clear path for that jack to get through to his catches now. It's still doable. But yeah, no, good idea here.
You got to get one back there.
Yep.
That's 100% perfect call from Blake Butler.
Yep, you can't play their shot now. Got to play on the forehand and try and draw to that bowl of Chris Rosanes.
Well, he's not there.
No, he's
So
not.
Chris has the chance to say, Callum, I'm going to make you play a bomb. But he has to play one first. Can the Pirate take the treasure?
Well, it's sitting there for him. It's a tough shot. Even now, although that bowl's not in the way from the stream, it's in his eye. He won't be able to spot the jack as cleanly from the map. It's a bit of guesswork involved.
We can do it at a Bowls Premier League. He's performed at an elite level for a long time, Chris Rosanes. And I tell you what, he's not far away. He's watching it.
It's on a very good path. That's
He hasn't. Oh my God!
just the shift of the jack on the previous shot has stopped that going through. Otherwise, that's a perfect shot.
That is mightily close. So now there's a chance for Callum Alberti to put in a second and get within 1 with 2 ends to play. The young 16-year-old.
One of those nervous shots. You don't want to play it if he hits the jack and then his bowl.
No, he's close.
He's really close. He is really close. That is in.
Take your hat off to him, Blake. It's superb. We've got a 1-shot game with 2 ends to play. Who's going through to the last 16? We don't know. 14-13. And have a look at the replay. He knew it. A quarter of the way down the rink.
So did the crowd. They knew it was good.
Broadbeach is rocking. It's full of Western Australians and they're enjoying it. There's a good 20 of them behind the rink watching on.
There is. No one's game to leave. They've all got empty drinks now.
There's a few glasses under there too.
Don't want to miss a thing, do they?
No.
The Queenslanders still with the nose in front.
14-13.
Oh, it's a good start.
Blake Butler. Very nice. Can Mark Armstrong respond? This game has had everything.
Gets so low in his delivery. Like he's a tall fella. Gets nice and low.
Very calm, collected individual, isn't he? Doesn't show much stress, Mark.
Nothing.
And
have a look. Shaving the jack on the way through.
I think there was a little touch on that.
Yeah, was.
The spray out.
I've seen a bit of it. Lucky the merchandise is full of chalk.
Oh, yes. Bowl sprayed. Blake Butler now. You'll know if it's a good bowl because you'll hear the crowd in the background. Good effort. His line has been pretty spot on.
Oh. Bloke in the crowd clapped it as it come out his hand almost. But it's unfortunately ducked under and hit the short one.
Yep,
the weight was good.
Made 2. Needs to get one past the jack, though, Blake Butler. Imperative now.
Yes. Play it out on the backhand. Try and get underneath the red of Mark.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Who's going to win this contest? Let us know in the comments. We have absolutely zero idea. Could have an extra end. Only got one end to play after this. Who's going to make the play?
I'm not sure that Mark likes that one. Chris giving a little clap anyway. Anything behind?
Well, you're right. It's not bad.
Early on with all the ones going either way and a pretty comfortable length. And since then we've seen full length. We've seen shorter ends, mats up. So both teams really challenging.
We've got Grassy Smoked Foods on the comments saying the winner of this one will be Bowles. The old fence sitter answer. I love it.
I love it too. That is very good. Thank you.
It's appropriate. Letcom reckons it's going to be WA. Callum Alberti, what have you done?
Yep.
Nickname Mugglesworth, apparently. I've not heard that one. Wonder where that one comes from. I'm going to have to find that out and endeavour to get that info for you if we stream him again.
Chris. Still got room to draw there. Mark's toucher catcher. Oh, he's just going to be in the pack. Short.
He's not going to get there. So it's currently 4, I would say.
Yeah.
To this, it's at least 3 to this Western Australian combo. They have nothing past the jack. Callum Alberti, is he going to get past? He does not want jack movement.
That's good there. That's good. It might not count, but it's a good bowl there.
And the crowd understood that.
Now, even if Chris happens to get the jack, if he splices it a little bit, Callum's there to catch. Bending. Might been too much. Into the pack again.
So now the pressure well and truly on Callum Alberti has a chance to ask the $500,000 question of Chris Rosanes and Mark Armstrong.
I mean, Callum's got a few shots here. He's got to be very careful he doesn't give something for Chris to work on. Chris's last bowl's now in the way almost of that shot where he can't trail. He'll have to draw more of a draw weight type bowl.
Christian Carr in the comments might be able to tell us where the nickname Muggsy comes from.
I think Callum will be going just at the back, maybe. That'd be my guess.
He's got the weight to do so.
Yeah, definitely. Trying to get around the back.
Oh,
he's in the front
doesn't want to
pack.
knock it up. It's
He's
okay.
knocked it worse in the way, I think.
Yep. But can Chris now hit it enough to promote it up? What is he going to go for? Is it going to be dead draw? They're down 3, possibly 4, which would make it a 6th lead change of the contest. And in the penultimate end, it's a good time to be in front. This is a huge bowl. This man has played with Alex Marshall. He's played on the TV rink at the Bowls Premier League. That is a cauldron.
He needs an Alex Marshall type shot too here. That man can do anything. And Chris Rosanes needs it here. I suggest he'll go straight up the line. He's 3 or 4 down.
Gone big. Chris Rosanes.
Got to split the pack up
Oh,
somehow.
no. Oh, no.
He's left them there.
Everything remained. What is the total going to be?
3.
That is 4.
Ooh.
And the biggest collect of the game comes in the penultimate end. And they've been behind for a lot of the back half of this contest. But they now lead it by 3 with 1 to play, 17-14.
Talk about momentum shift earlier. The smiles are back on the crowd's faces behind. There was tense before. Now the smiles are back.
Still are tense. They need they want their men to hold on. But what a match we've had. It's ebbed and it's flowed. 17-14. They were down 9-4 after 9. They led 10-9 after 11. They went down 14-11 after 15. And it's funny, the two biggest leads of the game that Mark and Chris have had, well, the leader's been roped back in within 2 ends. Is there another twist in this tale?
Well, they've got 3s before. Another 3 now will force it to another end.
Do we get an extra end?
It's deserving of it, isn't it?
It is. Or have Blake Butler and Callum Alberti done enough? Have they broken the back? Mark Armstrong, this will be a telling bowl. If he can get on and take the ascendancy in this lead battle, which I reckon he might have done.
It's not a bad line.
Oh, yeah.
Take it with you. That's a good start.
That is a sensational start when you're chasing 3. 3 to draw, 4 to win. And it's all about defence if you're Blake Butler and Callum Alberti.
Great shot, Muggsy, in the comments.
Massive covering of people here watching.
Yeah, a lot of the other, all the other games on this screen finished.
It's the replay of the opening bowl of the end for Mark Armstrong, and have a look at that. Get the chalk out.
Yep, took it away from Blake's bowl. Now Blake has 2 short.
No second chances. It's knockout. You got to win to keep going. Just not there.
No, they won't want to build a wall that's hard to get around either, the Queenslanders.
Chasing 3 to tie it and send it to an extra end. 4 to win.
Blake's around the front. Oh, no, he's not.
Oh, this is dangerous. This is dangerous.
Could I be right? What's the time? 4:30. Look, let's pull up a bit.
Tends to slow down at this time of the day. Definitely not as cold as Green 4, though. I haven't got my second jacket on.
Haven't required the Nana rug.
No, that was all Troy. The Troy Corber. Well, that goes behind. That's not bad.
He needs close ones, though.
Yep, but at least it gives Chris something to play to. If you Callum, it doesn't help.
There's a cool go, Muggsy. They're having a giggle, so I can't wait to find out what that's from.
Yeah.
Callum here, he's just got to draw something close. They're leading by 3.
Just a pressure release.
Absolutely. Ask the question, make them think, what shots can we play? We need 3 shots.
Yep, especially like those 3 short bowls hurt. Well, he's not going to be short, I don't think. Callum Alberti. Oh. He needed that desperately. The opportunity's still there. Of course, the cameras choose now. An extra end would be fitting for this contest. Can Chris Rosanes put in a second?
Well, it's drawable, isn't it?
It is.
He can draw 2 of his 3 bowls, or 3 of his 3.
And he's going to have right of reply here.
Absolutely. He'll have last bowl.
So he'll know what the equation is going to be.
Oh, he needs it just to pull up.
How rosy is this for Chris?
Needs it to pull up. It looks good.
That's rosy.
Second.
2 at the moment.
I'm sure Callum is well aware of the situation. He knows he needs to draw in between the jack and that bowl. He needs to get second wood. He doesn't need shot, but he does need second wood. Just settling his nerves there, rubbing a bit of chalk off. Delivers.
Again, questions asked of Callum Alberti. Has he got enough on it?
I don't think he has.
No. And, he didn't rock it up. So now a chance for Chris Rosanes to put a third on the board. And as it would lie if he gets it, that would mean an extra end. Still 3 bowls to play, so can't get ahead of ourselves too much. But this is...
We have seen a few ends in a row. The pack at the front just builds. Everyone's, it's a bit...
It's like a vortex.
Yeah, as we said, it's after 4, so it is a bit heavier. Bowls just tend to go to that one pack.
It's like when you're on your learners and you want to avoid the truck, but you keep drifting towards it. And this is a truck of a bowl. It's huge, and that's the one for Chris Rosanes. They hold 3. And if Callum Alberti can't make this, Chris Rosanes is going to have an opportunity to win the match. So this is massive for Callum Alberti.
Well, we've talked about momentum and swings and hurdy-gurdies, and it's coming back to them.
6 lead changes in this match. Will there be a 7th? One of the matches of the tournament. Is he up?
I don't know if he's too heavy.
He's
Looks
close.
Good. Come on, Callum.
And that...
now that's a pressure bowl and a half.
That will be surely the one that wins the match for the Western Australians. That is a telling bowl, and Blake Butler and Callum Alberti know it.
High 10, now he's just got to shut his eyes and...
Hope for the best. Here's the replay. He was hoping for it to hold. The crowd loved it.
Thanks, Connor, for that replay, mate. That is the bowl of the day.
The Western Australians, their arms are almost in the air. Look at them all. They're about to storm the green. Tony Lockett style. Buddy Franklin when he kicked the 1,000.
He'll have to leave via the exit gate.
Yeah. Will they storm the rink? What a shot. What a game. If he couldn't make it, Chris Rosanes was having an opportunity for a 4th and to win the match for the Queenslanders.
Can we get the behind shot, Connor?
So what are you thinking here?
Well, he's got to invent 3 shots, hasn't he, just to draw it. So,
don't know if Isaac Newton could invent 3 shots like this.
I mean, they've looked at it from every angle. I can't see any way.
And now those Blake Butler short bowls are coming in handy for the Western Australians, aren't they?
They are. Who would have thought that they'd help you?
It was looking for all money, like there was going to be an opportunity to take this to an extra end, and Callum Alberti has almost shut the door.
Queensland really put the heat on him, didn't they? They had bowls all around it. Asked him the question.
He's only 16 and he played the bowl like he's been bowling for 80 years. Chris Rosanes stalking. What is the result going to be? They need 3 to take it to an extra end. And he's crashing into the front. And it's Callum Alberti and Blake Butler that take a 1. And after a big 4 on the penultimate end from 14-13 down with 2 to play, the Western Australians move through to the final 16, 18-14. We don't quite get the Western Australians storming the rink, but the roar was there for all to hear.
What an outstanding game of bowls that was. Ebbed and flowed. Swung both ways.
An amazing performance. Callum Alberti performing again well beyond his 16 years. And they move through to the final 16. We'll get you who they're playing in the draw very shortly. It is going to be in round 4, Jacob and Kane Nelson. One a Jackaroo. The other one has made the singles final in 2023.
Doesn't get any easier as you go deep.
No, you think it would, but it doesn't. And an amazing performance from Blake and Callum. They move through to the final 16. There's more pairs to come tomorrow at the Broadbeach Bowls Club. It's going to be round of 16 action into the quarters, into the semis. From me, Val Febo and Brett Herbert. Well, what a day it's been. Brett, thank you very much.
Thank you, Val. Enjoyed it.
It's been been a pleasure. Well done to Callum and Blake, and well done to Connor Munnings behind the scenes. He's done a power of work behind the camera. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, that's when we're going to be back, and that's when we'll be bringing you the round of 16 action from the Australian Open men's pairs discipline. From Val Furbo, Brett Herbert and Connor Munnings, it's a good night.